For those of you that have been following this channel for a while, you'll know that in the past I've tried to claim a couple of the Flat Earthers' monetary challenges. First, there was Flat Earth Millionaire, who wanted 3 questions answering in return for a staggering $200,000.
You know, observing, measuring, and repeating water sticking to a ball. You know, it didn't even have to be spinning. We just want to see water conforming to the exterior of a ball.
Okay, shouldn't be too difficult. Here we go. Now, is there or is there not water sticking to that ball? I think we can quite clearly see that there is. And more recently, I had a go at Calvin Stroud's £10,000 Flat Earth challenge regarding buildings on a flat plane.
So, people say put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, here we go.
There's my money, right next to my mouth.
Good one. Well, I've found another one, and this time the reward up for grabs is $1 million. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a quick thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Fabulous, the #1 self-care app to help you build better habits and achieve your goals. Fabulous is an award-winning app born at Duke University's Centre for Advanced Hindsight, and it helps create long-lasting change in your daily routines. Based on behavioural science, it breaks down scientifically proven healthy habits into very small tasks which you can achieve every single day. Their work relies on decades of experimental scientific research. I 100% have some bad habits, and I'm using Fabulous to get rid of those and incorporate some good ones into my day. So here on my morning routines, I've got a first one here at 7 AM to drink water. As many of you know, I'm a runner. I need to drink as much water as I can. And I've also got a no sugar challenge. I have so much sugar in my diet. I really need to get sorted really and stop having so much sugar. It's not good for me. You can do challenges. You can start any challenge you want. You can pick anything you want: fitness, productivity, bad habits, creativity, nutrition, relationships, well-being, the lot. Start building your ideal daily routine with Fabulous. The first 100 people to click on the link in the description will get a free week's trial and then 25% off a Fabulous premium subscription. Right, back to today's video where we're going to take a look at Dan Pratt's $1 million challenge. I'm really excited about this one and I'm already spending that sweet $1 mil. Let's get started, shall we?
Okay, here's my $1 million challenge to any globe priest out there. You continually claim that autopilot programs in airplanes make minute adjustments for curvature and for Coriolis effect in flight.
Who said that? I don't know anyone who would have said that about curvature. Coriolis maybe, but curvature, no. The plane does make adjustments, but not because of curvature, and arguably Coriolis too.
Pull the programming and point to the specific code, computer code, that proves the planes make these adjustments on their own. Go ahead, we're waiting. I guarantee you what you'll do instead is come up with every excuse in the world why you can't or won't provide the programming and the code that proves your insane claims that the planes adjust for curvature and Coriolis effect when there were no computers on the first planes on Earth and they flew around just fine and not one of the pilots ever adjusted for curvature or Coriolis effect.
Well, the first flight ever only lasted 12 seconds, so I don't think they had anything to worry about then. Now, I've been talking with my good friend Pilot Jay to help me with this one. Now, there is no code that you speak of, and the reason is because of actually how the autopilot works. It follows a track which already follows the curvature of the Earth called a rhumb line. The airplane flies at an altitude based on constant air pressure above mean sea level. The autopilot adjusts the elevators to climb or descend to maintain that constant air pressure. That sensitive barometer on board is actually what tells the plane to pitch up or down. It has nothing to do with the true height of the land or sea below.
And to that point, I dare you to get a pilot under the penalty of perjury and jail to testify that he makes adjustments when flying to adjust for the curvature of Earth or Coriolis effect of Earth's rotation.
And why would they do that? Because they don't. They follow a run line which takes all of that into account.
So that all the other pilots on Earth can laugh at him as he gets his ass thrown in jail because no such thing has ever happened.
I'm not really sure what Dan Pratt is trying to prove here. If he's so confident that they don't do this, which they don't, not manually anyway, then why is he asking this?
Yet globe priest after globe priest will assert it like it's their dogmatic religion.
Except I haven't.
The irony being most of them think they're atheists.
And what has that got to do with the price of fish? I am an atheist. But given that your whole challenge is based on an assumption that is incorrect, and I have corrected that assumption as well as answer your question, I think it's only fair that by default, you owe me $1 million. Now, of course, Dan Pratt is going to vehemently deny this, and it actually looks like he's released a second video with some other responses to his challenge. Let's take a look, shall we?
Okay, so no one in my audience will be shocked to find out that the best responses to the $1 million challenge of pulling the programming, the computer code, that proves airplanes make these phantom adjustments for curvature and or Coriolis, the best response they can muster up is, you're not a pilot, we'll discuss that in a minute, or you don't know how planes work. I worked around planes for 3 years.
Then that's even worse then, because you don't know how they work. Also, when I was young, I worked in a pub kitchen for 3 years washing up. It doesn't mean I could be a chef.
Not saying I know exactly how everything works, but I have a pretty good idea how planes work. Hate to break it to you, it's not rocket science. Of course, when you realize rocket science isn't even rocket science.
Yeah, good one, Dan. Of course, I'm sure you could recite the escape velocity equation off the top of your head, couldn't you?
That's not saying much. As far as me not being a pilot, what is it exactly that has deluded you globetardians into thinking a pilot is some sort of a brilliant person?
In my experience, pilots are brilliant people. The skills and knowledge required to do that job are not typical of most people.
A monkey could be a pilot, almost literally, these days.
I think all of us here in reality know that that's not true.
Pilots like Wolfie 6020 are nothing but overpaid, glorified babysitters that are there only to react if the computers fail.
Clearly, Mr. Pratt has never flown before.
The very computers that must contain code telling the plane to make these phantom adjustments for either curvature or Coriolis that don't exist, but dogmatic, religious zealot preachers, just like Wolfie 6020, the glorified babysitter, insist they do.
As I explained earlier, they don't in the capacity that you're referring to.
That's why they can't even realize they are so mired in the cult of the heliocentric religion, they don't even realize they are dogmatic preachers, not only followers, but dogmatic preachers of that very religion.
I don't think you understand what a religion is, Dan. Established fact about our solar system isn't a religion.
Of course, my contention is these people know exactly what they're doing. The earth is flat. And they hate and despise God so much, they do not want others waking up to the truth, so they continue the lies.
Okay, a couple of points here. I don't hate God. You can't hate something which in your mind doesn't exist. I am not keen on the idea of God, but I don't hate it. Secondly, if you think that all of us know that the Earth is flat and we're just saying it's a globe for whatever reason, then I'm afraid that that is pure delusion.
And for some unknown reason, outside of they are too blind and deaf to see and hear, people apparently go to these channels and cannot decipher that a 10-year-old could literally do Wolfie 6020's job. Now, it may have to be a mature 10-year-old, but anyone that's spent any amount of 100 hours, 200 hours on a flight simulator could do your job.
Again, I think we're going to have to disagree here. Yes, flight simulators are an important part of training, but there's so much more to it.
Wolfie 6020. So you're hardly the superior intellectual you like to portray yourself as. Am I saying you're an idiot? No. I'm saying you're a pompous, hubris-filled, deluded, devolved monkey, dogmatic religion preacher.
Anyone else feeling the immense irony here?
And that's all you are. You're no better than Joel Osteen, Wolfie 6020. You're a clown in the three-ring circus that is the heliocentric religion. Sorry to burst your bubble, big guy.
I don't think, well, actually I know that Wolfie doesn't give a monkey's about your opinion, Dan. He is a very clever guy and by all accounts a great pilot.
Pilots aren't geniuses. And contrary to the propaganda you clowns love to pump as part of your dogmatic religion, many pilots are at least smart enough to have come to the realization they don't fly around a whirling, twirling, vacuum-encased space rock.
Literally no pilot has come to that realization, Dan. None. Nada.
But dogmatic religious cult zealots like Wolfie 6020 are so deluded, apparently, they can't figure that out. Your intelligence level, your true intelligence level, is dropping quickly, Wolfie.
This is coming from a man, by the way, who did this.
Here we go, you ready? Here's the water.
Because again, need I remind you, any flight, go ahead and name a flight. I'll go find a 10-year-old that spent any solid amount of time on a simulator and watch him make the same flight, hero. Because you're nothing special, like you love to think you are and love others to think you are. And you know as well as I do, you will not actually contact the programmers to get the code that proves adjustments are made by planes for Coriolis or curvature, because you know they don't exist.
The code? No. The adjustments purely for curvature and Coriolis? No.
Mr. Globe, superhero. Oh, yeah. Caution, Wolfie. Men contain facts or opinions. Some snowflakes like you find offensive.
That laugh really is something else, isn't it? Well, there we go. Dan Pratt proven wrong again. $1 million in the old skyrocket and another Flat Earth Friday done and dusted. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it today, then please do like and subscribe. It'd be thoroughly appreciated. Just enough time to once again thank Fabulous for sponsoring today's video. Remember, the first 100 people to click the link in the description get a free week's trial and then 25% off a Fabulous subscription. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday where Mr. Sensible and I are busting a COVID anti-vaxxer. See you then.